Okay. Hi, Wyatt.
Hi.
Well, we've spoken on the phone. As you know, my name's Loretta. Thanks for coming in today. Did you find the place okay?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, okay, okay. So I've gotten the information you filled out on that form. Thanks for that. So how about we start with you just telling me in your own words what brought you in here today, Wyatt?
I'm concerned about I have angry outbursts about and about my girlfriend, my new girlfriend, and I think I get jealous and I get I seem to get very anxious all the time.
Okay, thanks for sharing that, Wyatt. Okay. Can I ask what are you hoping to get out of this?
I probably really want to learn how to cope and not be angry. Yeah, and probably be better with that.
Okay, okay. Do you mind if I take a few notes as we go?
No, that's fine.
Beauty. Okay. Well, how about we start with me making it clear that you are in control of this. So if there's any kind of lanes that we start going down that you don't want to, feel free to say so. It's important you know that you're in control of this. Okay.
Yep.
And before we start, do you have any questions or anything you're not sure about?
No, this is my first time in counselling.
Okay, so never had anything like this before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, okay. Can I ask how you feel about being here?
I feel a little bit, that's what I'm trying to say. I feel a little bit weak about needing to get help.
Weak?
Yeah.
Okay, can you tell me a bit more about that?
Well, I seem to be getting anxious quite regularly, and I really don't want to stuff up my new relationship with my girlfriend, and I think that being angry is going to do that, and being jealous all the time. And I had no reason to be jealous.
Sounds like it's something you're quite concerned about.
Well, it's important to me.
What's your girlfriend's name?
Loretta.
Okay. How long have you been with Loretta?
What's it now? It's pretty short. It's only been about 6 months.
6 months? Okay.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a relationship that's quite important to you.
Yeah, well, I didn't think my last relationship was back when I was in my 20s, early 20s, and then I had the accident, and then yeah, this is my first relationship since I recovered from that.
Talk to me about your accident. I know you mentioned that in your intake form. It sounded like it was quite a serious accident.
Generally don't like talking about it, but if it's going to be helpful.
Well, that's up to you. What maybe would you be comfortable just a brief overview of what happened? Only if you're comfortable with that.
I had a motorbike accident where I broke a lot of bones, and it was a very long and arduous recovery. It took a long time. So thankfully, I don't have any physical issues now that I know. But yeah, it kind of left me a little bit emotionally in a shell. That's why I'm thankful for my girlfriend, because she seems to. So I feel like a bit better person around her.
But you've got a lot of anxiety in your life by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from though. I've never been anxious before.
Okay.
But I'm just nervous around that I might lose her.
Okay. She obviously means a great deal to you.
It's still new, but yeah, I'm feeling stuff that I haven't felt for a long time.
Okay. Some pleasant things.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't understand why I'm this way, that I get angry so easily, and I don't and I react this way when I shouldn't be that way.
Okay. So you said you weren't like this previously. Can I ask around, what kind of time do you think this started becoming an issue for you? Like,
I can't identify when it was, but the accident made me feel a lot quite dark at times about how I was going to where I was going to recover and what it was going to look like.
yeah, well, from what you've put in your intake form, it sounded like quite a traumatic accident.
Well, I've never heard it said as a traumatic accident. It's life and death maybe, but not. But no, I haven't never thought of it as a traumatic accident.
Can you, only if you're comfortable, tell me, how, so you said it's a life and death situation. Okay. And you feel like you've recovered from that quite well?
Physically, yeah. But yeah, there seems to be some emotional scars that went around how I see myself and how I think everyone sees me. And that may be why I get so nervous about it or anxious about it, is that what if my girlfriend sees that side, that part of me?
The anxious side of you.
That and how I respond where I have anger outbursts, like verbal outbursts. I don't get physical, but I occasionally hit a couple of walls and stuff like that. But that's just, and I when I hurt my hand the first time, I didn't really stop doing that. But yeah, it makes me feel uneasy that I'm going to that. Is this who I am? I wasn't like that when I was in my last relationship.
So there's a fair bit to unpack there, Wyatt. Okay. Do you mind if I ask some questions around that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, if I feel safe enough that you can do that.
Good. And you can take a sip of water if you need to, or, take a break, ask any questions. You're in control of this.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm wondering, what did life look like for you before the accident, Wyatt?
I was probably reasonably outgoing. I didn't mind having a couple of drinks on a weekend with my mates and friends. I got my motorbike license, which is an achievement back then. It gave me some freedom, and I didn't. So then and I had a girlfriend for a little bit of time, but that didn't work out. But so life was pretty good. But yeah, and then I had my accident, and everything kind of went in a different direction.
And how long ago was the accident now?
It's hard to remember. I think it's 5 years ago.
Okay. So you've identified that, whilst the physical recovery, is, you've completed that, it sounds like you feel like there's still perhaps some emotional scars from that. Have I got that right? What?
Well, emotionally, I struggled through the recovery. Yeah, I felt like I didn't have any friends or anyone that were really able to support me or understand what I was going through. So I felt like I couldn't talk to people, so I'd isolate myself, and I know, but I got through it, and that's the main thing.
And I see that you're an emergency medical technician.
Yeah, no, I enjoy my job. I probably a little bit. I don't enjoy it as much as I did before the accident.
Do you think there might be a link between the the accident, which, being a life or death situation, does classify as a traumatic experience. Do you think there might be a link between that and the anxiety and anger issues that you're feeling at the moment?
I haven't thought about it that way, but no, I don't know. I don't know. It's just I don't think that that's what's made me feel what I am now. I don't. I just couldn't. I didn't think anyone understood what was going on for me. I couldn't talk. I couldn't talk to anyone.
Okay.
So, it's interesting that you say it's a traumatic event. If I looked at it that way, it probably was. It probably was traumatic for me in those things. But and the recovery was quite long and hard work. But I got through it. So and now my life should be looking a lot better than what it is now.
Can I ask what was involved in the recovery? You said it took a lot of hard work.
There's a lot of physio and lots of mainly physio and bones healing. So I couldn't walk for the first probably 8 months.
8 months?
Yeah.
Wow. And you said that you felt like no one understood. So it sounds like, sorry, were you going to say something?
No, I just feel like, I just felt like no one wanted to hear what I was saying, or no one understood that this was hard for me emotionally. And I mean, prior to the accident, I probably didn't speak too much about my emotions anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, but I had mates there and just brought up stuff that was difficult for me. So,
would you like to talk a bit about that?
Not really.
No, that's okay.
No, it wasn't. I kind of feel a little bit silly at times about how I used to be when I was recovering. Yeah. And I felt like I was alone. I felt like there's no one that I could speak to, and or that were there that would understand what I was saying. My mates, I don't think my mates would have understood what I was going through. So.
Sounds like you didn't have anyone around you that had been through something similar. Would that be right?
Yeah, I don't think anyone that I know has ever been through anything like that. So they wouldn't understand. They just. And I a few times went to some really dark places during that recovery. So, and I really didn't want to go hurt my or being a burden on my mum and dad at the time. So,
okay.
Because I didn't want them to know that I was having dark thoughts. But
sounds like a pretty rough experience.
I've tried to get through it, and I have got through it. I think I've got through it okay, but it just concerns me that around that anger stuff and how that and now that's not how I used to be.
Okay. Was it around the time of the accident, Wyatt, that, or prior to the accident, would you say you didn't have these issues?
No, I was pretty happy-go-lucky. wasn't aggressive. Didn't feel. I felt like a young man who had pretty much everything going for me, and then yeah, and then I kind of felt like I lost everything with the accident. So.
Okay. Interesting. Can I just ask, Wyatt, what's your understanding of trauma?
That's what other people have.
Okay.
That's what soldiers have.
Okay.
And I really don't don't understand it well enough. But that's what soldiers have. That's what they have when they come back from war.
Well, they absolutely do, and that's one that's a rather extreme example. We can talk about this more in future sessions, but in a nutshell, a trauma is basically a life-threatening situation,
Okay.
or one that involves very serious injury and the potential of ending your life. Does that sound like maybe that's what you went through?
I try not to look back on it too much, but
Hmm.
when you say it that way, it probably was,
Hmm.
and it did change a lot of stuff in my life.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I felt. Yeah, my life was probably under threat there for a while.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Okay. And again, we can talk about it more in future sessions if you like, or I can give you some information to take home, whatever you're comfortable with. But the impact of trauma can be very considerable, and in the long term as well. It's not uncommon for people who've been through a trauma to struggle with their emotions and controlling them, and sometimes that can include anger. I'm wondering, Wyatt, if that might be what's responsible for some of this.
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it did change my whole life. And
Yeah.
I said physically I've recovered, but there was lots of times where psychologically I wasn't in good places.
And you said you've never had any sort of counselling about that.
It was offered, but I thought I didn't think that I needed it. That's for people who are not who have to talk about their mental health, their issues, things like that. Reflecting back on it, maybe I should have had got a little bit of help with there, or someone that might have actually understood a little bit better.
Well, it sounds like you were quite busy just trying to get well.
It was.
Yeah. Well, the traumas like that, can really have some long lasting impacts. You've done very well though. The recovery, getting back to work, a new relationship. Give yourself some credit.
Yeah, I mean, my new relationship is very important to me, and I don't want to stop it up.
Okay.
And these anger outbursts, I can't control those, and sometimes I feel like I can't control those, and that scares me.
Yeah, I was wondering what that experience is like for you, feeling like you can't control that.
Yeah, it's that feeling that you've lost control of how you react and how you respond. And that's scary, because I don't want to be that sort of person. I don't, but since the accident, my emotions have probably been quite difficult at times.
Okay, thank you for sharing. That takes a lot of courage.
Yeah, thanks for not so much thanks, but it kind of opens my eyes up a bit about that accident, kind of where I try to push that aside. It may well have impacted on me a lot more than I thought.
Can I ask why? Do you have any nightmares about the accident?
Not now. Not so much now. I'm able to. I think my girlfriend distracts me enough about that, and I haven't had any real nightmares or horrible thoughts about the accident for a year or so, I guess now.
Okay. So there was a time, where you were getting memories of it through the day, were you, up until fairly recently?
Yeah, especially when I was alone, and before I was trying to go to sleep. at night time.
Okay.
And then I get woken up in sweats overnight.
Did you know that Did you know that they're symptoms of trauma? That's
No, I didn't.
very common with trauma. It is.
No,
it
I
is.
just like they weren't vivid dreams, but they were enough to wake me up.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. Sorry.
And some nights I'd better be a little bit drenched in sweat. But
Well, I'm glad that's improved for you. Can I just ask as well, did you get any head injuries in the accident?
not that I know of. No, I had a helmet on, and I believe that saved me from having any. But it was so quick and so anything could have happened. But yeah, I believe my helmet probably saved me. A couple of less broken bones anyway.
Yeah, it's a lesson for everyone, isn't it? To wear them. Yeah. Okay. I'm just wondering if you've ever had a brain scan, because sometimes, head injuries can, take quite a while to recover from and can impact your ability to regulate emotions or to control these emotions that come up.
What do you mean?
A brain injury, a concussion. You may have had a concussion.
I think your brain's okay.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, but no, I don't think I hit me head on
Okay.
or anything like that.
Okay. Well, we've only got a couple of minutes left. Do you mind if I just give you a bit of a summary of what I'm hearing from you, and maybe we can, bit of a direction going forward? How does that sound?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel right now about having discussed all this, like bringing this to the surface?
I think I feel like you brought some new stuff up that I wasn't aware of, and that you've listened to what or read what's going on and kind of tried to give me a little bit of understanding about what's happening for me.
Okay, great. Well, just to summarise what I'm, and correct me if I'm wrong, what I'm hearing is that you're quite keen on managing this anger, and it sounds like you've recognised that stems from anxiety when you're feeling anxious. That hasn't been a problem for you in the past up until fairly recently, and so we've got a bit of work to do to unpack what that's about, and then we can start looking into ways of managing that. How does that sound?
I just want to make sure that I've got this under control. I'm not going to lose my girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm hearing that it's very important to you. Yeah, and good on you for being here and opening up about that. It does take some courage. It sounds like she's, that relationship's very important to you, and you've come through a lot to get to where you are now. You're doing a very valuable job as an emergency medical technician, I say, and all the physio and all the hard work you had to do to get through the accident to get where you are today, and wanting to make the most of things.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Good on you. Do you have any questions, Wyatt?
What do we do next?
What do we do next? What would you like to do next? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I really want to work on ways of coping better with my anger.
Absolutely. We can do that. Okay. Well, before you head off, Wyatt, I just want to check in that you're feeling okay to get back out there. And what are you doing after this, Wyatt?
I'm meeting up with Loretta for lunch.
Okay. Sometimes people might like to take a bit of a walk around the block, or just sit and relax in their car for a little while, perhaps, before they head back out. Do you think that's something you might need?
I feel okay.
You're feeling okay? Excellent. Okay. Well, thanks very much for coming, Wyatt.
Thank you.